The world we know, the world bathed in the familiar comfort of the sun, ends at the ocean's surface. It is a boundary between two vastly different planets, coexisting on the same sphere. Above, a realm of air and light. Below, something else entirely. As we descend, the gentle waves and sparkling sun give way to a place of profound eternal twilight, and then complete darkness. The vibrant blues fade to a deep inky black. Sound bends and travels in strange ways through shifting temperature gradients. This is not merely an absence of light, it is a physical presence, a crushing void. It is an alien world, governed by forces we can barely comprehend. This is the deep sea. Here, a constant, gentle rain of organic debris, known as marine snow, falls from the world above. For many, it is the only source of food. It is a realm where the rules of life are rewritten by extreme conditions. The pressure is immense, hundreds of times greater than at the surface, enough to crush steel. The cold is piercing and constant, hovering just above freezing, leaching warmth from any unprotected body. And sunlight, the engine of all life on land, cannot penetrate this suffocating blackness. Photosynthesis is impossible. The very foundation of the food chain we know is gone. The deeper we descend, the stranger life becomes. In this seemingly barren wasteland, creatures have evolved in ways both brilliant and bizarre. They are shaped by a world that seems designed to extinguish life, yet it has instead forged it into unimaginable forms. As we journey downward, we enter a countdown of horrors, a descent through layers of increasing hostility. Each layer reveals survival strategies that seem monstrous to our sunlit eyes. These are not fictional monsters from a fever dream. They are real animals, sculpted by the relentless, unforgiving hammer of evolution. Their eerie forms and nightmarish behaviors are simply what it takes to survive, without light, without warmth, and without easy meals. The descent begins where the last rays of sunlight fade. This is the twilight zone, the mesopelagic zone. Here, faint glimmers of light still exist, and animals have enormous eyes to capture every last photon. But go deeper. Beyond 1,000 meters, we enter the bathyal zone, the midnight zone. Darkness is absolute, save for living lights. Pressure builds, squeezing and compressing. Temperature drops to near freezing. Food becomes scarce, often just a slow rain of organic debris, called marine snow, drifting from the world above. Every feature here is a honed tool for survival. Massive jaws for rare meals, ghostly transparency for perfect camouflage. Our countdown begins with a simple, unsettling fact. In the crushing pressure and near freezing temperatures of the deep sea, where life should struggle to exist at all, some things grow very, very large. This phenomenon is known as deep sea gigantism, a biological paradox that has fascinated scientists for decades. Why does the abyss breed giants? The giant squid is the most famous and perhaps most mythologized example. A true leviathan of the depths. It can grow over 13 meters long, a length comparable to a school bus, propelled through the darkness by a powerful siphon. Its eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, are the size of dinner plates. They are exquisitely adapted to detect the faintest flickers of bioluminescence in the pitch black, helping it spot prey and its only known predator, the sperm whale. Their battles are titanic clashes fought in total darkness, a conflict we only know from the scars left on the whale's skin. But gigantism isn't limited to legendary cephalopods. Meet the giant isopod, another chilling example. It resembles a common woodlouse, but grotesquely magnified to the size of a small dog. These armored scavengers patrol the seabed, feeding on carcasses that drift down from the world above. In an environment where meals are scarce, a large body is a vital adaptation, allowing them to store energy for the long famines that can last for years. The list goes on. Sea spiders, or pycnogonids, develop leg spans of over 70 centimeters. Amphipods, typically the size of a shrimp, can grow as large as a dinner plate. The leading theory is a combination of factors. The intense cold slows their metabolism to a crawl, and the higher solubility of oxygen in frigid water can support larger bodies. With slower life processes, lifespans stretch into decades, even centuries, and with more time, their bodies just keep growing. In the abyss, becoming a giant is a slow, cold, and ultimately successful strategy for survival. As we descend further, another kind of horror emerges, one found in the gaping maws of the deep. In this realm of perpetual twilight, the difference between life and death is often decided by the size of one's mouth and the sharpness of one's teeth. Many predators have evolved enormous mouths lined with what look like shards of glass. Needle-sharp teeth that are not for show, but are precise and deadly instruments of predation. Consider the viperfish. Its fangs are so long they don't even fit inside its mouth. Instead, they curve back towards its eyes, forming a formidable cage. A light-producing lure on its dorsal spine tempts unsuspecting prey into this inescapable prison. The dragonfish employs a similar strategy, but with a lure dangling from its chin. It hangs motionless, a patient hunter waiting for a curious victim to investigate the phantom light. Then, there are creatures that are almost nothing but mouth. The extreme scarcity of prey has selected for oversized gapes and hinged jaws, epitomized by the gulper eel. Its jaw can unhinge, and its stomach expands like a balloon, allowing it to swallow prey much larger than itself. A critical advantage in this food desert. And of course, the aptly named fangtooth. It possesses the largest teeth of any fish in the ocean relative to its body size. So large, in fact, that its lower fangs slide into special pockets in its brain to allow its mouth to close. These powerful jaws and expandable stomachs mean that no meal is too big. When an opportunity arises, you cannot afford to be picky. The hunting strategy is one of brutal efficiency, a quick, decisive strike. When a meal appears, you must seize it without hesitation. A big mouth boosts the chances of a successful strike, and the long, interlocking fangs ensure there is no escape. These menacing faces are pure function, not malice. They are the result of an arms race in an environment where the next meal is never guaranteed. They are simply hungry and perfectly evolved to secure that meal, no matter how long they must wait in the crushing dark. As we continue our descent, we encounter beings that seem barely there at all. The next horror is not of size or teeth, but of absence, transparency. Many deep-sea animals have see-through bodies like the glass squid, whose body reveals its organs, including a large digestive gland. Being see-through makes you nearly invisible to predator and prey. A perfect camouflage in dim twilight. With nowhere to hide, you disappear by becoming water. Transparency lets light pass through, leaving little to see. The barrel-eyed, transparent dome guides upward-looking eyes to silhouettes above. Tissues are built to minimize scattering and absorption. Gelatinous bodies match seawater's refractive index, creating spectral phantoms, the silent, invisible majority. Masters of stealth, beautiful, bizarre survival. In the absolute blackness of the midnight zone, a new kind of light appears. Not sunlight, but cold, living light from the animals themselves. This is bioluminescence, our fourth horror, enchanting and deeply deceptive. Many use it as a lure, a deadly trap in the dark. The female anglerfish dangles a glowing bacterial bulb, wiggling it to mimic prey and draw victims near. One flash, then oblivion. Light here is a language, to hunt, to signal, to survive. Dazzling displays attract mates across emptiness. Others defend, like a glowing ink cloud that blinds and confuses. Imagine darkness, then a moving constellation appears. Are they signaling lanternfish or deadly lures? A grammar we barely grasp, a silent, often deadly conversation in crushing blackness. The most powerful force in the deep sea is not a creature, but a condition: the immense crushing weight of water. Every 10 meters adds an atmosphere. In the deepest trenches, it exceeds 1,000 times surface pressure, like 50 jumbo jets on one person. Such force crushes most life. Yet life adapts. Many lack rigid bones and gas bladders that would implode. Instead, soft, gelatinous bodies. The blobfish looks grotesque at the surface, but at depth, its near-neutral density lets it float effortlessly. Pressure warps proteins and enzymes. Special molecules called piezolytes keep them working. Remove the pressure, and they collapse. Built by pressure, they are prisoners of the deep, sustained by the very force that would destroy us. The second to last horror is motion, or the lack of it. In this cold, food-scarce world, energy is the currency. Many adopt extreme conservation. Slow, silent hunters, masters of patience and ambush. The tripod fish stands on elongated fins, facing the current, waiting for hours or days. Tiny crustaceans and crumbs drift in. It guides food with minimal effort. The vampire squid lives in low oxygen, drifting to collect marine snow, dead plankton, fecal pellets, and other organic debris. It is a slow-motion scavenger. We expect chase and flight. Here, patience reigns. Gulper eels drift, mouths ready for chance. A slow, silent vigil. Here, movement is rare and momentous. The end of a long wait, and a kill. We have arrived at the final horror. Not a single creature or adaptation, but the vast, overwhelming mystery itself. We've explored less than 5% of the seafloor. We've mapped Mars more finely than Earth's abyss. A realm of infinite secrets, holding countless unknown life forms. Each descent can return images new to science, discoveries that defy expectations. Bone-eating worms, eyeless fish, microbes in superheated vents. The deep forces us to rewrite biology. Unknown as wonder and primal fear. What giants drift below? What lights converse in code? The abyss holds answers jealously. Our catalogue is only the opening chapter. The countdown ends with a profound silence. The horrors of the deep, gigantism, the fangs, the transparency, the lights, the pressure, the slowness, all brilliant solutions to living in an impossible place, not monsters to fear, but survivors to admire. Yet staring into that void, we feel awe and a touch of dread. Alien beauty and endless mystery, a silent, waiting kingdom reminding us how much remains unknown. What else hides in the 95% we haven't seen? Written by Ed Yong, The Atlantic.